I had a bit of a struggle finding a campsite this late in the season, and I really just wanted to plug in somewhere for a few days, get some editing done, and a proper, long, hot shower. Black Canyon RV Park popped up on Google right off of 50 West, and I knew when my host showed up to guide me to my site right on the edge of this golden valley, I was set. The actual RV park owners recommended I stop off down the road to see Morrow Point Dam, one of many parts of the Colorado River Storage Project, which has numerous dams and reservoirs that provide water for irrigation and hydroelectric power generation. As I'm hiking back up from the river, I spotted what I thought was a bag of trash, but it was a trooper rock with a letter explaining the loss of a family's beloved adopted pooch to cancer. Since then, they've traveled all over the country and left these notes of admiration and inspiration in memory of their sweet dog Trooper. Next is a brief stop at the actual Black Canyon National Park near Montrose. I tucked into one of the few dispersed sites on the side of a mountain and then hopped on the WR to ride over the park and take a hike. This was the southern side of the park, and it seemed that the north offered more hiking trails and such, but there was no quick route to get there. Now it's time to head to the small town of Ridgway to visit another friend. After some research, I found a dispersed area 30 minutes outside of town that looks promising and turns out to be one of my favorites. East Fork Dallas Creek. As if the scenery on the long drive back the gravel road wasn't enough, you pull down into this Auburn Valley next to a bubbling creek with horses roaming the basin. And all of this is sitting at the base of the jagged, snow-covered Mount Sniffles. Per the norm, the first thing I do is unload the dirt bike and do a little sightseeing. Try and get the lay of the land. There's numerous forest roads and postcard views around every corner. Lucky cows. The next day I decided to go on a short hike near camp. I figured it'd be a good precursor for the hike up to the Alpine Lake tomorrow. This is the something basin hike, which I think is about the only hike in the area. It's not hard. This one's moderate, and I just learned that it's for four-wheelers and motorcycles too. Now I'm guessing we're dropping down into the basin. Well, here you go. So, creek down there. Not a whole lot of views. It's pretty wilderness out here, which is pretty rad actually. Over here, I don't know what. They split the creek, and then this one runs down to this thing. Anybody knows what the point of that is? Feel free to post up. Trail levels out up here. Weaving along this hillside. The valleys on this side. Look at all these aspens. Imagine what that looked like 2-3 weeks ago. On the downside, all trails could not track me very well due to GPS inaccuracy. So the last half hour or so has been on the wrong trail. Upside is get to look at these mountains on the way back. So this is the actual, it's actually called Blaine Basin Trail. Anyway, wilderness though. Decided not to pack up for this one. No camelback, no snake bite kit, no bear spray, no nothing. One of the reviews at the campsite I'm staying at mentioned bears. You would think Colorado would just be bear heaven. Every dark thing like that makes me think it's a bear at first glance. I feel like there's like all these black bears up there and like, hey man, check out that old dude down there. Kind of walks with a limp and he's all by himself. He's already breathing heavy. Dude, this is getting like there should be wildlife everywhere, and I'm not requesting it for once, by the way. Alright, I think it goes back that way, but I also think this makes sense to be my turnaround point instead of heading back into that. That evening, I just sit back by a campfire and revel at the surroundings. Alright, Tuesday morning. Where am I? Twin Lakes. Dispersed camping outside of Ridgway, Colorado. Yesterday was Dallas Trail. Last night, a little bit. And then today is Blue Lakes. Probably won't get it all done. But at least when I get to the lower lake and back, which I think is 7 miles. Yeah, 4 or 5 hours. So we'll see. Anyway, here we go. And we're off. It is a little chilly this morning. Like there was frost on the motorcycle and everything, so I don't know, it's 11:05 now, but it is not warm. Keep moving this morning. Just trying to stay warm. Yeah, and the couple that I ran into last night, whose gas can I found off their Jeep. Now don't forget, it's 1,800 foot climb. Definitely climbing, which means I gotta remember all this is gonna be super slow on the way down. Alright, well, it's I'm less than a mile in, I would imagine, but it is no joke. It's climbing, and every time I think it might settle, it doesn't. So anyway, I'm just stopping when I need to catch my breath, have a sip of water, cleaned out the bladder this morning, which first time, so yeah, disgusting. How old, right, is the next question. It's 15 years old. Anyway, now it tastes like that Dawn spray foam, despite rinsing it 5 or 6 times. It's kind of a lemon lime. It's not horrible. And we keep going up. I think next break I might actually at least look and see what the elevation map looks like. Because if you're familiar with all trails, I think by mile or something like that, it'll show elevation changes as you go. Because this son of a bitch, it probably doesn't look bad at all on camera, but that's at least 20 degrees. I don't promote any sort of vandalism, especially on trees, but I have to say, what an aspen does with its scars is pretty impressive. Things I love about hiking, like I always get excited right about now because you can kind of see, like, as you go around these trees, see the mountains off in the back, and I keep thinking, yeah, there's gonna be like a big opening reveal up here. Kind of what gets people to with hiking, I guess. Keep looking for the next, postcard. It was level back there for about 60 feet. And then it actually went downhill for like 8 feet. Cue some epic ass music. That's enough for me. Just a big old chunk of mountain. Let's go here. Unobstructed. Look at the size of these fuckers. I'm not lying, y'all. I've been in Colorado since September 6th. And it is, I believe, October 24th. And I still am in awe of the landscapes. Downhill right there. That was the second section of downhill since I started the trail. And both pieces combined were under 10 feet probably. It goes up and over to the left. Ugh. At least I made it to the sign. Trail's actually been pretty nice here for a little bit, just kind of up and down, but really close to level-ish, I guess. Kind of this sprucey tree canopy. Cooled off a little bit. That sucker. Oh, and so we're going to these lakes. There's 3 of them. Lower, middle, upper. I guess how they're listed. And then past that is Mount Snuffles, which I call Mount Snuffles. It makes me laugh, just like I've called Crested Butte, Crested Butt every time I've said it. But I did notice on all trails that just the hike from Lower Lake to Mount Snuffles is 6 hours and 15 minutes on top of this hike, which is going to be, I would say, 4 to 5 hours. Starts getting a little more crunchy and rugged out here. But now look, we got a big old chunk of the mountain range. Fuck, it's 360 degrees. Can't see. This trail is gonna be brutal on the way down. I slathered both knees in Voltaren. Put my compression sleeves on them and brought straps for both of them. I was just getting ready to say we are getting up in elevation, and I look over. That's our first bits of snow, which hard. Back into the spruces, but I'm not lying. In the last less than 5 minutes, it's dropped at least 15 degrees. You get on this ridge here,
I mean, if you fall down that, you ain't stopping. I just ran into a guy solo hiking. 3 ladies hiking with their doggy, which is always a bonus. My dumbass didn't ask any of those people how much further it was. Not that it matters, I guess. Sweet Jesus. Now we're talking. Look at that view. Holy shit. Cooler things about this trail, I mean, other than the obvious scenery and whatnot, is that it kind of keeps going in and out of the woods. So you get like, you know, these rooty, rocky tree canopy spruce trails, and then you'll be just like on some open rocky climbs, and then the some real smooth stuff when you're on the ledges off through the woods, waiting for the next view. A waterfall over there. See it? Rocky Valley. Big old fucking rocks. Look how far they're falling. Alright. Let's see it through the trees. I'm gonna walk you all the way up.
Okay, I didn't imagine anyone wanted to sit through an hour-long video, so I split this one into 2. Dallas Creek would have been a perfect Colorado exit for me, but Weather was still cooperating, and there were a couple of highlights to squeeze in just before the snow. So check back for part 2. I'll be taking dirt bike tours of Last Dollar Road and Imogene Pass. The scenery is amazing, and the routing's not too bad either. Take care until then. Peace out.